Bellew of the week. Let's see who's going to play us in this weekend. A lot of the boys have sent me this one, actually. I'm not a big fan of impressionists. I think some of them are downright shit, to be honest, but fair play to the people who try. But this fella, whoever he is, was doing quite an accurate Frank Warren impression. So much so, I thought it was well enough to play us into the Bellew of the week this week.
Yeah, I think everyone's been very unfair to Tyson, saying he doesn't want to fight and never wanted it. We're moving a goalpost. It's not the case at all, it might put a couple of clauses in the contract. It's pretty standard stuff, the rematch clause, the no rematch clause, and of course we had the Santa Claus clause where the winner gets presents and every year and the loser has to fuck off to the North Pole, and the Wolverine clause where Tyson's allowed to get 9-inch stainless steel metal blades surgically implanted into his hands. But that's pretty standard stuff, and it was Usyk's team. They didn't want that. They walked away, and that's why it was cancelled.
He's actually got it down to a T, that voice, eh?
The mystery of the fight not happening deepens, but that was quite a good one, Andy. Actually enjoyed that.
It's good, actually. I mean, he needs to do a music one now, actually, about the contract negotiations, Greedy Belly, I accept 70 Verde, no problem at all. It's been amazing to watch this. I personally, as I say to you guys during the week, I'm not saying Fury's scared or whatever, but I don't think he was in camp for such a short date, to be fair. Somebody said that Sugar Hill was only meant to be here until the 28th of March for the Coley fight, and then he was going back to America. So I doesn't really kind of like, if it's true, then it doesn't kind of tie in that Fury was going to fight on that date. Uncle Frank seems to be kind of slightly raging, I would say. You can read into who he's raging with, I suppose. But it's just disappointing again that the fight that fans want to see is like Crawford against Spence. We waited years to get Floyd Pacquiao, and that man who's got this sorry ass dance, all this shit, man. It's just like A side this and A side that. The disrespect shown to Music Man is incredible, to be fair, Matt. Okay, we get that Fury is supposed to be the A side and all that type of thing, but let's get it fucking straight. Fury ain't no A side. He thinks he is, by the way. He ain't worth 500 million. That's what he was asking for, wasn't it? That's what he was wanting for the comeback, coming out of retirement, 500 million. What was it? It's got to be 70-30. Yep, we'll take that. No problem at all. No rematch clause. Yep, no problem at all. But however, if there's a rematch clause, I want to have 70-30. No, man, you're fucking raging. Just take it or leave it, midget, pussy, rabbit, all this type of shit, man. Shit house, what we want to throw in there. The usual stuff, man. We've heard it all before.
He's a shit house.
Yep. Whilst us, the fans, are fucking shafted again. If it wasn't look, I'm not saying there's no blame on each side of the fence here, right? And everybody's probably got to blame in that. But I think you can say, look, each side's walked away, which is factual. But at the end of the day, if you feel like you're getting fucked about and you've got a short fuse or you've got a short window, you're like, listen, fuck them off, let's go somewhere else. And then they can hang on to their hat onto that. Now, if Tommy Fury come out and say what he said, I mean, dude, this is the guy who ducked fucking Jake Paul twice before he actually fucking fought him. And he's here telling us that Tyson hasn't ducked the fight. I'm not saying he's ducked the fight, but he's not taking it on the date that was agreed. I don't think he's in camp, a full fighting camp for a championship fight against an elite fighter, right? He needs a wee bit kind of longer time, and I thought it was kind of a tight deadline anyway, but it's not happening. We're fucked again, and the fallout will be massive as usual. But I'm staying out of this time because I was fatigued after Floyd against Pacquiao. And the way this shit's going to go, man, it'll be exactly the same. And that's exactly the same how Spence Crawford went. We'll be waiting years for that one.
Oh, no, there's rumors that's happening, Andy. There's fucking rumors it's back up and going for June 17th.
Well, we'll wait and see. Look, it's one of these things. We'll wait to see what it happens. If it happens, if they're in the ring, that's when it's going to happen. But, yeah, we're just fucked again, mate. It's okay we've had these lower tier cards to keep us interested, decent fights. We've had some good fights this year, man. But we want to see the big fights, the transcendent fights of the sport.
Garcia versus Tank is still happening.
Yep, great.
Yeah, I suppose But at the same time, as mate, we need the big fucking the flagship division. Fuck's sake, man.
I hear you.
You've had all these talks. The thing is, well, like with Fury and that, right? And again, it's not a kind of slight idea, but Fury knew about the kind of like the issue with Wilder. Remember the legal case they had them have that third fight.
Yeah.
Yet they strung us along with the Joshua situation for how long? Over a year. And they fucking, they let Eddie do all the talking, let him fuck himself up, trip himself over, which was great to see, fantastic to see. But then they knew about the clause. I think it was October time the previous year that was going to. Oh, it's just a whole fucking mess, man. If there's no one thing, it's the other. And I just don't think they could maybe even accept. See if Usyk was to win the fucking fight. Think about it. He'd be one of the first independent boxers since when? Ray Leonard to become world champion.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
There's a point, by the way, because Usyk is independent. He's got no clauses to anybody. He's a free agent as such, so to speak. And if he was to win the fight, man, he would be outside of the sphere. The sphere of influence would be outside looking in, basically. Frank, Eddie, BBC, all those guys, and that. I'm like, fucking hell, really. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's maybe their way now to maybe try and fragment the belts a little bit in that as well.
I'm looking at it as a positive because this is just one less pay-per-view I have to buy in the next 6 weeks.
He's so selfish, Matty.
Yeah, well, I keep the sport going with my money.
Well, as Mark Stanton says, it's never happening. It will be in Saudi when the money is ready.
The
thing is, Saudi apparently wanting the dealings with you know who about you know what, and who's still advising you know who about you know what.
Quit talking about my mom, you fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Aye.
Well, according to Frank, it's really simple, Usyk. Go fight Bakoli, go fight Hrgovic. See what you earn if you don't fight Tyson. Frank getting animated. He loves to get animated these days. Doesn't he? The old blood pressure's through the roof. He wants a.
You think he's pissed off at Tyson as well at the same time because he's losing a payday there as well, Uncle Frank.
Yeah. Dev's been on it. He said this would mean we see a fight between the two best heavyweights in the world when they're talking about Tyson Fury against Joe Joyce. He loves a troll, doesn't he, old Dev?
Yeah. Team players, Dev.
Yeah, Dev. He knows what he's doing. He listens in as well. Shout out to Dev. Hit the like and subscribe, Des. Des as well. Dev too, if you're listening. Holt over on the Patreon, and Dominic alerted me to this one. There he is, our mate, turning up at the weigh-in.
Monster. I've seen them coming in too.
Was he Hoseas? Wasn't there? He is for the first time in the US. Surprised they let him in, to be honest. WBC ambassador. Why wouldn't you want him as an ambassador of your company?
He came in the fucking diplomatic bag. That cunt. Need to put him through airport security.
Climbed over the wall,
dude. I'm just happy that someone was able to find something else for him to do after Harry and the Hendersons.
He's a state, isn't he? Oh dear. Anyway, we're talking estates. Shane Rob's not here to enjoy this one. Look at this. For a fight poster, Vienna Boxing Championship. Ready for a bit of the old ultra boxing. It's a WBF, not a world title fight, Andy. A WBF eliminator at light heavyweight. Harry Strikes against Marco Mononen. When's it start? It's the 25th. It was last night, apparently. I'm not sure what happens here.
I'll tell you what, man. Look at the sponsors on that thing in sheet, man. It's like a fucking Swedish football team's football strip. Look at it, man.
Pure LED. Garage boxing.
WBF title. I wouldn't be surprised. And an eliminator too for WBF title. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these sponsors tattooed on the back of these fighters' backs, possibly.
Holly shirt, maybe. Post-terminal. Terminal sounds about right.
Garage boxing.
Harry Strikes is a pretty decent porn name, honestly. If I can neglect to remember that one.
Get in there. RBO titles on the line as well. The Royal Boxing Organisation. I think our thief Daniel won that one, didn't he, back in the day? So they are royalty. Anyway, it gets better. Here we are. What about John Clark? This is the way to promote a show. The Statement, Friday the 17th of March. It was on, streamed live on BBTV. No messing about with this guy. Forget about the boxers. He's got the waitresses on the fight poster. the Brawl Babes.
He's even got Ali Drew and Barry Jones on it. Barry Jones, that well-known sex icon, sex symbol.
That's one way to do it, boys. Never mind. Forget about the fights. Stick the ring card girls on the poster.
Okay, hell.
Yeah, the statement. That's quite the statement.
Some jabs, though, eh?
Oh, it certainly is. Prince Patel and Isaac Warrior Lowe are going back and forwards on each other. Isaac Warrior Lowe, this was going on from last week. He said, like I said, I would not give you the payday of the Fury card, but what I want to do is give you a very, very bad beating and put you back to being a little Insta and YouTube entertainer. Hashtag you fake. That's quite a good sentence there from Isaac. He said, just woke up this morning thinking I not heard anything from a little sausage. Probably thinking he can't get a payday. Now he went back making the fake belt. If you keep taking the pen, you might get to my weight, you pussy boy. And get some balls. And Prince Patel says, can someone please translate this? Fake warrior. your head was too far up Tyson's rectum to realise.
Aye, fucking Lowe's too busy, man, jumping out of fucking cupboards, fucking scared Tyson, man. Go walk with the gym, man, fucking fighting. And then, guys, what's he saying here? I would not give you payday for Fury card. Who the fuck's he fighting Fury's card? By
He's handing out the paydays, man.
And by the way, does he forget what happened in his last fight? He got fucking punched the pillar at the post in his last fight.
Humalia says, speaking of marking up fake belts, how is your Super Bampton Championship coming along?
you feel like these... Sorry, that Isaac Lowe, you feel like they should collect all of those and use them for a charity to help educate traveler families and shit like this. Like, this child had no chances in education, and look at how he speaks with only $5 a month. I don't know. I think there's something here.
This is where you want to bring in Paris Fury for translation, but she's got enough problems on her hand now. She's got morning sickness for the 7th time to concern herself with.
Oh, another one, right? Okay.
Yeah, did you know this? Did you know here?
No, I don't think so.
No, number 7's in the oven, mate.
Fuck me. How can you be bothered with that?
Fucking
anyway, moving on. The Friday night card. I know you watched a bit of this, Andy. It was confirmed that former professional footballer and social media sensation Adi Akinfenwa will be in the ring and was the ring announcer. Oh my gosh!
What kind of fight was that for? Was that him with the Wycombe Wanderers, a big heavy set guy?
Yeah, the big massive guy who beat the
he
big
was
beast.
Shit, man. That fucking what it was? It was a fucking running monument running about. He was garbage.
He could hold the ball up,
was he the guy you had to have it written in his contract that he had to have the weekend off the Super Bowl? I'm sure it was him.
Is that
Somebody
right?
check that out. I'm sure it was something along the lines. Somebody check that out. Maybe it was WrestleMania, or I can't remember. It was something along those lines. The American sport, he had written in his contract he had to have the weekend off because he was attending it. I'm sure it was Super Bowl though.
Oh,
he was awful to him, man.
He's massive guy, wasn't he? I don't know how he got around the pitch, to be fair.
Fucking hell.
He's doing bits, all that, Stefan was going in on boring Ben Shalom. He said Ben Shalom not only stated that Callum Simpson is from Sheffield, despite him being from Barnsley, but he also said he's ready for Felix Cash, who isn't even in the same weight class. Genuinely embarrassing.
Ben Shalom looks like he doesn't know what day of the week it is, man, sometimes.
He's fucking terrible, isn't he?
Yeah, I seen him last night walking into view after that Gomez fight. Started like clap like a seal and just turned to see the cameras on him. He turned around and walked away.
He has the personality of a broken toaster, man. Who thought it was a good idea to put him onto the telly?
No, man, he's got a personality of a toaster that's live, jumped in a fucking bath by a human being inside it, man.
With Bean.
Oh. Well, Bean looks at him as a son, you know.
Oh, bring Bean back, I say. Big John Fisher getting a nomination from you, Andy. He said a lot of Eddie Hearn and Matchroom boxing haters around, but if everyone is being honest, Matchroom production of shows is by far the best. Hoping that Matchroom now being shown back on a Sky channel will push a few more fans back to watching Matchroom shows. The shows might not be the best this year, Andy, but the production is there. That's the main thing.
Oh, he's good lighting, mate. Empty arenas. You could just see how they cut off the kind of like empty seats and that, or maybe human beings dressed as seats. I don't know what it is, to be fair. But I just thought, I was trying to think to myself, was there any Matchroom fighters on that card last night?
No.
No, so just wondering why we should get back to watching Matchroom shows on Sky. So big L for Big John.
Big L for Big John. He's taking the L's at the moment. Maybe he should fight for this title watch. What's this, Andy? You alerted me to this one, the Western Cape Championship.
Somebody said that Ryan Frag was meant to fight in that South African card, so I never saw the result. I don't know if it happened, but I stuck it on for like 5-10 minutes, and this shit appeared. So I know how I like a good title watch, mate. You know what I'm saying? So boxing South Africa. I don't know what belt it is, but I don't know if it's the Western Cape State title. Fuck knows, mate. But it looks. You remember the film Kickboxer?
Yes.
And when Tong Po sends a guy at the fucking hospital with a fractured spine, right? And he picks the belt up, and he's still got the boxing gloves on, and he rips the belt in half. Right, I'm saying to myself, what kind of shit is that? So that's what that fucking reminds me, man. That
It looks like something you'd order from Argos, isn't it? You know, for the
Exactly,
kids for
aye.
Christmas.
Some paper mache bollocks.
Oh dear. They probably knocked 10 lumps of shit out of each other as well to win that title last night, whoever fought for it.
I don't know who it was meant to be fair. I didn't check the results either, to be fair.
Oh dear. Well, maybe the winner could win this. Like Travis, not bad. Ebony Bridges collection so far. 6 more signed photos added this week. Look at that for the collection. Wonder where he's keeping that collection. Ooh,
Matty,
I bet
where would you keep that collection, man?
Matty, Chicks with Dig, man.
Where would you keep it?
I don't think I would ever purchase anything of
Your
like
bedroom
Andy.
ceiling, I bet you.
It's probably stuck to the ceiling, isn't it?
You see if you can fire toward it.
Then where would I hang the sex swing?
Hard drive checks this guy's a go. Checking hard drive. Oh, poor old Travis. They're having fun. Leave him alone. Craig Price, great to meet you, Frank Bruno, the other day. Hashtag respect. Fucking Frank Bruno.
This Dion Dublin.
Dion
isn't it?
Dublin. Good lad, Craig. I think he used to listen to the show, Craig, actually. Anyway, Johnny Scott got nominated by Ted earlier. Coley is shit to watch. Okay, well, you become 6'6" with a reach of about 10 meters and see what you do when someone tries getting in range on your chest. Boxing Twitter is proper div central. Well, he's right about that last bit on there.
Oh, he's without doubt right, mate. But
But the rest of it,
the rest of it is it's a massive Bob. You should say, mate.
Oh,
Yeah, it was just reading the match report was enough, mate. The fight report, sorry. It was enough, you know.
That's what it drive you to drink. You threw this one in. It's like fucking Bugsy Malone.
It's press pass Paul says, man, you couldn't find him more sinister 40 if you could, eh? Look at him, man, it just looks like proper Frankie Carbo fucking mafia style. Doesn't it, eh? I don't think it's missing a fucking Tommy gun.
Good stuff. Right, so final one from me, boys. Canelo's fighting John Ryder soon, but the haters are gathering as usual. There's always these bitter bastards in the sport, isn't there? Always trying to put people down all the time. So negative. Just trying to slate Canelo for being a drugs cheat. Why don't they just leave him alone, the bitter bastards?
It doesn't really matter how long he's banned for. His reputation's finished in the sport. He's a great fighter, but who knows how long he's been cheating for. Should he be banned longer? Yeah. Should he be financially penalised? Absolutely. Like any crime, if there's no punishment, it's going to just encourage people to commit them. So if you're a young fighter and you're thinking about doping in the sport and you see Canelo Alvarez just get a 6-month fine with no financial penalty, I'll give it a go. I'll run the risk. I'm a Canelo and Eddie Reynoso fanboy, obviously. And I'm just in awe of Canelo Alvarez. I'm thinking, how good is this fighter? He can't be beaten.
I'm not sure who put that together, but fair play. It was called Before and After the Canelo Alvarez money.
Oh my god.
He's class, and he more faces than the town hall clock.
Oh Jesus Christ, man! He would lick any arsehole if it generated cash for him, man. You obviously, if you look at the profits he's just posted there, man, doing well financially and sexually as well, by all accounts.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, he's just we'll never forget that. Remember, he's got the picture on the mantelpiece in the house where Canelo gave him a cuddle from behind. And he's sitting down. I was like, oh my god, man, the guy's proper love. So I think he might be batting for the wrong side a wee bit as well. I think Eddie.
Why not? He's loving life, Matty. That's all the ones I've got this week. I mean, any nominations from you, please?
Oh, I think if you don't give Kenny Bayless one, you'd be remiss.
Yeah,
so let's give Kenny one. I frankly, I already went through it. I just think that one's hard to beat, and I know we try to keep it the lighthearted stuff on this, but fuck, that's one of the most clearly biased performances I've seen from a referee in a very long time.
I like the way Bailey stands off and he puts the little hands up, doesn't he? Like, have you ever seen that thing that he does? He stands back and he puts his hands up like Steve Willis.
He's got his arse sticking out of the back, and that. He's kind of like getting like a fucking like Donald Duck, kind of like quacking out the face and that. Hello.
Wonder if he's Jerry Rice's dad or Johnny Rice's.
Jerry Rice. All right.
No, he's probably
the big ass.
Jerry Rice is about the same age as Bayless.
Who was the guy? Who was the general manager at Chicago Bulls? What was his name?
Phil Jackson?
No, the other one. The team general manager, the wee guy.
Oh God, I don't remember.
Doesn't matter. It was Jerry something. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Jerry Adams. Any from you this week, Andy?
Well, one for Jermaine Franklin for putting in that lawsuit.
Yeah.
Practically a week to go. I'm not going to detail it, so I'll put one in for that. Callis Erland actually after the London Arthur fight. I don't know if anybody caught it, but he was like, he's like talking after the fight, and he's talking about, yeah, world title fight next for London Arthur. It's going to be on Channel 5. And I'm like, I'm racking my brain here. I'm saying to myself, who the fuck's he going to be fighting on Channel 5 for a world fucking title? And then they dropped the fucking wee golden nugget, the IBO world title, Steve, one of the big five.
Yeah, love it.
So I don't know who's going to be fighting for it, but Callie says he's now the mandatory challenger for the vacant title. The fucking shithouse.
This one.
The fucking shithouse cunt, my mandatory challenge for the vacant
He's
belt.
class, isn't he?
What a cockbag, man.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
man, he fucking desperate.
I've got one for Anthony Joshua. In an interview, I don't know who it was with again, it was obviously kind of building up to this Franklin fight. He asked the question to one of the interviewers, who did Muhammad Ali fight in his 22nd fight? Right, he says, you couldn't even name who Ali fought in his 22nd fight. So I'm kind of like racking my brains. This is really about the time he fought Liston or Floyd Patterson.
Yep.
And so as Danny Robinson picked up on it, he says Liston was his 20th and 21st, and then Patterson was his 22nd, I believe. Old Femi thought he was being smart, always check box right, Anthony. Franklin, Patterson. So one for Anthony Joshua there, mate, as well. And obviously one for the judges for the Colbert card, and there was another shocking decision. Oh, aye, Michael Gomez. And no, for the way Gomez acted, by the way, is unanimous. Yeah. Look at Twitter, man. Every person thought he lost that fight, and his attitude after the fight stunk. And then Colbert as well, man. So
and Gomez in the weight, pushing your man in the weigh-in as well. He's definitely not adopted, is he, Gomez?
No, that runs the family. You can see the old man. The old man is the only person I've seen bring Ricky Burns to the point of actually calling him an English bastard, right? Because he was like raging that day. And I remember Ricky saying, he's no fucking coming up here, right? And acting the big fucking man. I'll see that cunt fucking next week. I tell you what, Ricky gave him a fucking beating, by the way.
Boy, Danny says, are we getting a breakdown on the AJ fight next week? Maybe a mental breakdown. Yeah, I don't know. I never thought about doing a post-fight pod. That's how little the fighters registered to do, mate. No, I don't think I'm going to bother doing a post-fight pod. Maybe. Oh, a breakdown from the doctor. Yes, that's
what if he gets knocked out though?
Well, yeah, well, maybe.
Or get beat.
No, I'll think about that during the week. Actually, I hadn't considered doing a post-fight pod. We usually do for AJ, so I might end up doing that. If it drops in the week, you'll know we've decided behind the scenes to do that. Yeah, the doctor Joseph Ajayo did one. I put it up on the YouTube channel a few months ago. He hasn't done a recent one, but I'm not going to get back in touch with him. I don't think. Maybe after the fight we'll throw one in for you. Sorry, I understand what you mean now. Anyway, back to Bellew of the week. Everyone's thrown in their picks. Let's go through them quickly. So we had Frank and the Frank impersonator, which was very good as well. Dev Sarni getting nominated. That scruffy bugger as well. WBF light heavyweight title. The Brawl Babes, liking a bit of them. Prince Patel and Isaac Warrior Low going in on each other. Adiak and Fenwa. Ben Shalom getting a nomination there. Big John Fisher, the Western Cape title. Ebony Bridges, OnlyFans. Meeting Frank Bruno. Johnny Prescott getting nominated. Demetrius Salita as well. And AJ right at the end. Plus Eddie talking smack and licking Canelo's ring. Who are you going for this week, Matthew?
Bayless.
Kenny Bayless, of course, as well. Disgraceful performance from him. What about you, Andy? Who are you going for?
I really want to go for the judges in that Chris Colbert fight. But what was the one that, if it was real, it was a fucking corker, actually. One of the earlier ones there, mate. So I just missed your kind of rundown there.
What are you thinking here? Okay, so we had Frank, obviously. We had him, the homeless guy. The WBF title. The Brawl Babes, Patel and Isaac Low, Adiak and Fenwa, Ben Shalom, John Fisher, title, Ebbs, Coley, Salita, and AJ.
I'm going to go for AJ, actually. Try to be smart there, actually. He's done his research. For a man who's a big fan of Ali and I didn't even know who he fought, I'll go for Joshua.
I'm going for the guy, although I think this is a troll because I'm sure Craig
this
Peary,
one I'm
I'm sure
thinking of,
Craig Peary
actually.
used to listen to the pod. I recognise that name, so I wonder whether he's trolling there. do you remember a few years ago, Andy, the guy who thought he'd met Rigo? He put up a photo of himself. He was a Welsh guy with some random African guy. And he'd go, "Oh, Rigondo, thanks very much for the photo." And Rigo was like, "That's brilliant, my friend, but that's not me." And your man was like, "Oh, fair enough. I was proper fucking wasted last night."
Just doing it as a joke and that, eh?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm going for him. I'm going for Craig Peary. I think that was a good one, whether he's on the receiving end or he's giving it out there with him and Frank Bruno. Congratulations. You are Bellew the Week winner for episode 516.